Have I got some great news for you today or what? Happy Friday. I'm probably more excited about this breaking news than I should be, but it's something in the past that I've talked about and how I really truly believe it is a better value for most Tesla owners. Now, Tesla has been working on full self-driving, and a number of you have just even recently been brought into the beta program working on full self-driving. Full self-driving has a lot of work to go. There's still plenty of areas where it could improve, but there's a lot of improvement happening, especially over this last year as Tesla has continued to ramp up the expansion of its beta program. They're starting to get a lot more data, and you can start to see some pretty good changes happening in the program as it gets better. But full self-driving is $12,000. And I remember probably about 2 years ago when I was talking about how full self-driving was $7,000. It was likely going up to $8,000. Is it worth it? My answer at that time was no. And today at $12,000, I still personally believe it's a stretch. That's a lot of money for a program that is not going to give you what that end product is. Now, it's going to continue to grow in price and it's going to be more expensive over time, but Tesla has done a lot to roll out new programs, including a monthly payment option where if you just have basic autopilot, it's $199 a month to have full self-driving. Now, that's what I have in this car. And the reason is because when you put all that money down for full self-driving, it is stuck with the car. You do not get to take it with you. So whenever you go to get rid of your car, that full self-driving goes with it. And that has always been my biggest gripe against full self-driving. Now, all that said, $12,000, even if you could hold on to it, that's still so much money. And previously, Tesla had another program. It was called Enhanced Autopilot, and we've seen this program be available, be not available. Tesla has brought it back. They've gotten rid of it. So it's kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the enhanced autopilot capabilities of this car all the way up to full self-driving. So in the past, enhanced autopilot, here's what it was. You got basically everything that's in full self-driving except for two major things. One is stoplight and stop sign recognition, so the car will not automatically stop at stop signs or at stoplights, and it won't automatically go when it's its turn. And the other thing is navigate on city streets. Those are the two things that Enhanced Autopilot did not include. So for the last 2 years, Enhanced Autopilot included everything that the car can currently do on its own. Now, if you're in the beta program, it is a beta. It is not something that you can easily use every day depending on your location. A lot of people in Silicon Valley, no surprise, have a lot more luck using full self-driving beta without having to intervene at all, whereas the rest of the country, the rest of us, are not quite there yet. So there's still a lot of work to be done there. And with that in mind, Enhanced Autopilot includes all these other features that Tesla, I won't say has perfected, but is certainly farther ahead than any other auto manufacturer. So you're going to get navigate on autopilot. You're going to get automatic lane changes. And what's nice about the automatic lane changes is you can either let the car decide when to change lanes, or if you don't like that, you can make it require you to tell it when to change lanes. So that's what I have set up, and that's what I personally like. I turn on the turn signal and the car switches lanes, and it even works in city streets by doing that. It just won't navigate on city streets. And on the highway, it's going to navigate. So it'll go from the highway you're on, it'll automatically get to where it needs to be to take the next exit to the next highway, and on and on and on. So there's a lot of really good features for that. If you do road tripping, that is probably the most valuable piece of the full self-driving package is automatic lane changes / navigate on autopilot. It makes road trips a cinch when you have those features. But again, $12,000 is a ton of money. Now, the last time Tesla had enhanced autopilot, it was, I believe, $4,000. So for $4,000, you got all those features except for navigate on city streets and stoplight and stop sign recognition. So those two things missing, $4,000. And we've since not had enhanced autopilot for more than a year. It has not been available. Well, just yesterday, Tesla did release enhanced autopilot in Australia and New Zealand, and it was actually really encouraging to see. Now, enhanced autopilot has been available in other markets like in Europe, and it's lucky for them to be able to have that. But here in the United States, we're a huge country and a lot of highway, so full self-driving is probably more useful here than potentially there. But here's the thing. It was just added to Australia and New Zealand markets, and just today, just like an hour ago from the time I'm filming this, it was requested from Elon Musk to bring EAP back to the United States. And a pretty simple okay from Elon Musk. Now, I can tell you, personally, I have begged and repeatedly asked to have EAP brought back. Of course, Elon Musk has no idea who I am, nor does he care who I am. But nonetheless, this is a very popular package for a number of reasons. And it sounds like it's going to come back. And I'm super stoked about it because I think that there's a ton of value in it, especially for some of you, myself included. I think EAP is what most people would want compared to full self-driving or EAP. Now, again, $4,000. If you look at the price of EAP in these other markets, like in Europe, it equates to about $4,000 US for EAP in Europe today. In New Zealand and in Australia, it's about $4,000 US. And when we last had it here in the United States, it was $4,000 US. Now, that said, this in the Australia market, another thing to look at, EAP is like 5,100 Australian dollars and full self-driving is 10,100 Australian dollars. So it's about half the price of full self-driving. So that's not the same as $4,000 here compared to $12,000 for full self-driving. So the question becomes, how much is this going to cost? And of course, we don't know yet. Now, I think the sunshine argument is that this is going to be $4,000 because that's what it is globally everywhere else. But it's also 50% roughly of full self-driving everywhere else. So if it was 50% of full self-driving here with all these increases, we would be talking about $6,000. So it's going to come in somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000. Now, if it is $4,000, I'm telling you, that is a great value for these added features in the car. Now, your car's still going to have basic autopilot like it does today. That's not going away. But enhanced autopilot for $4,000, it's a no-brainer. If it's $6,000, you might want to think about it a little bit. I argue it's worth $6,000. But that's just me. Now, here's the thing. There are other implications. When full self-driving subscription model rolled out, there were two price packages, and it was based on if you had basic autopilot or if you had enhanced autopilot. If you had basic autopilot, it was $199 a month, and that's what it is today. If your car was equipped with enhanced autopilot because you bought it at some time when it was available, it was only $99 a month. So that is not expected to change. So if you spend the $4,000 or $6,000 to get enhanced autopilot, you should be able to get full self-driving for an extra $99 a month. Now, keep in mind, that's only going to get you navigate on city streets, and it's only going to get you stop sign and stoplight recognition. Now, navigate on city streets is only available if you get accepted into the beta program. So really, you're only getting the ability to stop and go at red lights and at stop signs. So $100, probably not worth it. But by having enhanced autopilot, you would always have the ability to do everything you would want to do on the highway. And that's what was brilliant about the subscription model, is you can add it and you've got it in your car for the next 30 days. So if you're going on road trips, maybe add it, and then you can remove it when you're done and you're not really using it. So I think it's really brilliant. That's how we use it here on this channel. But enhanced autopilot is going to give you all those features that you want, minus two very small ones right now. You have to be brought into the beta program to be able to utilize navigate on city streets. So keep that in mind. You're not guaranteed to get in, and a lot of people waited a long time. They finally let in a big group of people just this last week into the beta program. I don't know why I'm so excited about this. I hope that you're equally excited about this. This is fantastic news, in my opinion. And whether you're a Tesla investor or you own a Tesla, this is great news for a lot of people, in my opinion. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, give it the thumbs up. If you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel as we continue to post content regularly. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bearded Tesla. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.